Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Paris Fashion Week has always been a stage for the unexpected, a world where couture dreams and street-style rebellion collide in dazzling chaos. But this year, Emma Watson managed to outdo even the most audacious runway stunts, leaving photographers, fans, and fashion insiders gasping in equal parts admiration and disbelief. The Harry Potter alum didn't just walk off the runway or float away in a sleek chauffeur-driven car, she revved the engine of a matte black motorcycle and rode off into the Parisian sunset, sticking her tongue out in pure, unfiltered joy. Yes, you read that correctly. Emma Watson, the embodiment of poise and intellect, embraced her inner rebel and gave us a Fashion Week exit for the history books. The build-up, a Fashion Week like no other. Emma arrived at the historic venue in a way that was classic Watson, elegant, understated, yet unmistakably iconic. Draped in a custom Dior ensemble, the dress was a masterpiece of minimalist tailoring, a silk satin gown in a shade of ivory that caught the Parisian lights with every step. But while the outfit whispered sophistication, there was a glimmer of mischief in her eyes, a subtle cue that this Fashion Week wouldn't follow the usual script. In the hours leading up to the show, rumors swirled on social media. Insiders hinted that Watson had something, playfully outrageous, planned for her exit. Some expected a clever stunt involving drones or a levitating platform. Others, ever optimistic about celebrity whimsy, anticipated a theatrical wink or two for the cameras. But few could have predicted the two-wheeled twist that was coming. The motorcycle moment, rewriting Fashion Week rules. The show ended, cameras flashed, models strutted, photographers snapped, and editors scribbled frantic notes. Then, amid the orchestrated chaos of departing fashion royalty, a matte black motorcycle roared into the courtyard. The crowd froze, eyes widening as Emma Watson appeared, helmet in hand, climbing atop the sleek machine with effortless grace. What made the moment truly legendary wasn't just the motorcycle itself, it was Emma's expression. With a mischievous smirk and a playful tongue-out gesture aimed squarely at the crowd of onlookers and paparazzi, she shattered every expectation of what a Fashion Week star should do. It was a calculated act of joy, a declaration that even in a world defined by rules, elegance, and etiquette, spontaneity still reigns supreme. For a moment, time seemed to slow. Photographers scrambled to capture the perfect shot, their lenses clicking like a staccato symphony. Fans who had camped outside the venue were treated to a spectacle that felt more cinematic than real life, a true Emma Watson moment, blending her trademark poise with daring audacity. A symbolic gesture or pure playfulness? Fashion insiders were quick to dissect the significance. Was Emma making a statement about freedom, gender roles, or the constraints of the fashion industry? Some argued the motorcycle symbolized rebellion against the often suffocating glamour of high fashion, a subtle nod to the idea that women, even at the pinnacle of style, can redefine their own narrative. Yet, perhaps the simplest explanation is the most fitting: Emma Watson was having fun. In an industry where image is meticulously curated and moments are endlessly staged, she allowed herself to be unapologetically playful. The tongue-out gesture, so uncharacteristic for a figure often associated with intellectual seriousness and poised composure, humanized her in a way that felt both refreshing and revolutionary. The outfit, when couture meets adventure. Of course, the outfit deserves its own moment of admiration. Watson paired the custom Dior gown with leather boots, their edgy contrast to the silk gown adding a subtle nod to the rebellious tone of her exit. A leather jacket, thrown casually over her shoulders, completed the look, merging high fashion with street-ready audacity. It was the kind of ensemble that could easily spark a new trend, the hybrid of elegance and thrill-seeking adventure. Design critics were quick to weigh in. One noted, Emma didn't just wear the clothes, she lived them. The motorcycle, the boots, the jacket, it was all part of a narrative. She transformed a runway exit into storytelling. Another added, this is fashion theater at its peak. Emma reminded everyone that clothing isn't just about fabric, it's about identity, attitude, and performance. The social media explosion. Unsurprisingly, the internet erupted within minutes. Hashtags like hashtag Emma on a motorcycle and hashtag Fashion Week Rebel trended across platforms. Fans flooded Twitter and Instagram with GIFs, slow-motion clips, and reaction videos. Some marveled at her audacity, while others simply laughed at the sheer unexpectedness of it all. One tweet summed it up perfectly: Emma Watson just stuck her tongue out while riding a motorcycle. I can't, I'm dead. Fashion Week will never recover. The meme potential was instant and immense. Already, Photoshop edits reimagining Emma as a superhero, a biker gang leader, and even a Marvel-inspired action figure began circulating. Fashion bloggers praised her as a modern-day iconoclast, someone who understands that influence isn't just about what you wear but how you own every moment. The historical context. Celebrity motorcycle moments. Emma's stunt, while fresh and daring, taps into a rich tradition of celebrities using motorcycles to make statements. From Marlon Brando's rebellious 1950s persona in The Wild One to the high-octane antics of modern action stars, motorcycles have long symbolized freedom, defiance, and raw individuality. Watson's twist, of course, is uniquely hers, blending intellect, charm, and wit into a visual statement that is equal parts fashion editorial and cinematic spectacle. It's also worth noting the playful subversion of gender norms. Fashion Week is notoriously regimented, and motorcycles are often coded as symbols of masculinity or danger. By taking the reins herself, Watson flipped those conventions, declaring that thrill, audacity, and adventure are not bound by gender or stereotype. Reactions from the fashion world. The industry responded with a mix of awe and delight. Designers praised her creativity, noting that her exit elevated the show itself. Editors called it a moment that would be remembered as much for its originality as for the clothes on display. Even the most jaded fashion critics, who often critique celebrity behavior at such events, couldn't deny the sheer brilliance of the act. One prominent Parisian designer commented, "Emma's exit was the perfect collision of intellect, playfulness, and style. She reminded us that fashion isn't just about beauty, it's about narrative, personality, and daring to surprise. A lesson in joy and authenticity." Perhaps the most profound aspect of this moment isn't the motorcycle, the outfit, or even the tongue-out gesture, it's the sheer authenticity Emma displayed. In an era dominated by calculated social media posts, meticulously curated appearances, and endless public scrutiny, Emma allowed herself to experience and express joy spontaneously. This is what makes the stunt resonate on a deeper level. It's a reminder that even at the pinnacle of fame, even amid the most regimented and performative industries, there is space for individuality, humor, and unfiltered delight. Watson's exit wasn't just a stunt, it was a lesson in living fully and embracing the unexpected. Fans react. A moment too. Remember, across social media, fans have been celebrating the stunt as one of the greatest Fashion Week moments in recent memory. Some praised her fearlessness, others delighted in the playful energy, and a few even declared it the single best exit in Fashion Week history. Twitter threads were flooded with excitement, speculation, and admiration, with GIFs replaying the tongue-out moment over and over. One fan wrote, "Emma Watson just redefined grace and rebellion at the same time. I aspire to this level of coolness." Another simply posted a screenshot with the caption, "Mood." And truly, it is a mood, a perfect mixture of elegance, mischief, and unapologetic fun. The takeaway: Emma Watson is a cultural icon. Emma Watson has long been admired not only for her acting career but also for her advocacy, intelligence, and grounded personality. From her work in gender equality to her environmentally conscious choices in fashion, she has cultivated an image of substance and thoughtfulness. Yet this playful, audacious Fashion Week exit reveals another facet of her identity, a woman unafraid to be bold, spontaneous, and joyfully imperfect in public. In a sense, this stunt encapsulates the evolving nature of celebrity culture itself. Fans crave authenticity, moments that feel real, surprising, and human. Emma delivered precisely that, a magical intersection of style, rebellion, and personality. The motorcycle exit will likely be remembered for years, not merely as a viral moment, but as a cultural statement about freedom, individuality, and the joy of breaking rules creatively. Final thoughts. Long live the rebel queen of fashion. As Emma Watson disappeared down the cobbled streets of Paris, engine roaring, tongue playfully out, she left behind more than just the echo of a motorcycle. She left a reminder: fashion is art, performance, and storytelling. Celebrities can inspire not only through philanthropy, activism, or talent but also through moments of pure, unfiltered joy. In the grand tapestry of Fashion Week history, Emma Watson's motorcycle exit will stand out not just for its audacity, but for the laughter, delight, and awe it inspired. In an industry often criticized for taking itself too seriously, she injected the perfect dose of humanity, mischief, and charm, a stunt that was daring, witty, and unequivocally Emma. And as the world continues to replay those photos, GIFs, and clips, one truth remains clear: Emma Watson didn't just leave Fashion Week. She left a legacy of joy, rebellion, and playful brilliance that will echo far beyond the cobblestone streets of Paris.